Hello everyone, welcome to Headlines of the Day. This is 30th of April 2022 and we are back again with some of the major articles from the Hindi newspaper. Let's begin our today's discussion with the very first article on page number 1 from GS2 International Relations, that is headlined as China to ease curbs on the entry of Indian students. Now from this article you have to know about the recent step of Chinese side to facilitate the return of Indian students to China and how it will affect the bilateral relations between both the countries. Moving further on page number 1 itself from GS3 economy section, there's an article, core sector growth dips to 4.3% in March. From this article, you have to understand about the 8 core sectors and the output from the 8 core sectors. Moving further on page number 1 from GS3 economy section, there's an article that says passenger trains are cancelled to give way to the coal rakes. So around 42 trains are cancelled in the regions of Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. From this article, you have to take that is there any possibility of a power crisis due to shortage of coal, repercussions linked to it, and suggest ways to handle this crisis. Moving further on page number 1 itself from GS2 Judiciary section, there's an article, Mother Nature, a living being with legal entity, says the Madras High Court. From this article, you have to know about the recent observation of Madras High Court to Mother Nature, the rationale behind the move, and the expected outcomes. Alright, moving further on page number 8 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an editorial article that is headlined as a step that would trigger language Funocite. So the author says that imposing Hindi would be catastrophic. Instead, India would be better off having a multilinguistic accommodative policy. From this article, you have to know about the centre's move to use Hindi language in interstate communication. Why has it annoyed various organizations? How widely is Hindi spoken in India? You also have to understand about the 8th schedule to the Constitution of India, how the imposition of one language in neglect of others in a multilingual state is disastrous. Also, why stubbornness over language ruined other nations, how India would be better off having a multilinguistic accommodative policy, and what is the possible scenario ahead. Moving further on page number 14 from GS3 economy section, there are 2 articles. The first one is headlined as Economy may take till financial year 35 to overcome the COVID-19 losses. So there is a feasible range of medium-term GDP growth that works out to 6.5 to 8%, says an RBI report. From this article, you have to understand what are the findings of the recent RBI's report on currency and finance. How can a pandemic potentially alter the growth trajectory in a medium term? And what steps need to be taken to handle it? Alright, there's another article that is headlined as Not to Proposals from 5 chip makers in 6 to 8 months. From this article, you have to understand what is the present status of the semiconductor industry in India, a critical factor for development of the semiconductor industry, government's intervention, and what is the possible way forward. So with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of The Hindu. We'll see you with more such videos in the future. Till then, take care and do stay tuned.